policies. We have yet to hear from her. She's going to do her first interview tomorrow, but she's flip-flopping now on former President Trump's border wall, if you can believe that one. Axios is reporting that Kamala Harris is now pledging to spend millions of dollars on the construction of a border wall after saying that she would sign the recent Senate border bill during her speech at the DNC last week. The bill would redirect hundreds of millions of dollars in unspent funding to the border wall. But the Trump campaign is pushing back on this, saying this: as borders are, Kamala Harris halted construction of the border wall. Kamala's actions speak much louder than the words of her anonymous staff that she's cowering behind. Here's Kamala Harris on the campaign trail back in 2019 and 2020 about the border wall. Watch this.
On the subject of transnational gangs, let's be perfectly clear. The president's medieval vanity project is not going to stop them. And he has held up the United States government and its workers around his vanity project called a wall.
This president's medieval vanity project called a wall. Good for him. He talks about that wall. He wants everyone to be preoccupied with his billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar vanity project. This issue is about a vanity project for this president.
Right. I'm not sure what she's talking about in terms of the vanity project, but because we didn't have a wall and we have open borders, American citizens have been murdered.
Yeah, they intentionally designed these policies. The Border Patrol told them, here's what's going to happen if you do these policies. And we should be clear, they didn't do the policies that went in and just gutted everything that Donald Trump was doing that worked on accident. They did them on purpose, and they did them because of the implications of their actions, not in spite of them. So they wanted this invasion of our country, and now that they see that it's unpopular, just ahead of the election, and not for any longer period than that, they say, oh, well, you know, we could adopt this policy or that policy. They happen to be the same policies that were working quite nicely under President Trump. So if she was really going to be effective at anything she did, as borders are, she could have simply said, Joe, we can't do that. We have to do what we know works. And frankly, what the Border Patrol Union was telling them they needed to do, which was to reinforce the direction that the Trump policies were doing. They literally took down sensors that were in depth detecting people across the border so they wouldn't detect as many people crossing the border.